which managed to appreciate by triple digits. So I think from the top, this stock managed to appreciate in 1 month by 24%. On top of that, on a year-to-date basis, it appreciated a little over 100%. And given that this is still the early part of June, right? So it's not even 6 months, right? That this stock managed to appreciate by 102%. I think overall is actually not a bad stock actually. So let me show you this stock, right? So there we go. This is the stock. It's called Pekat, right? And you can see that how, during the first few months of the year, it was relatively flat. And then all of a sudden, it just shot up, right? So today we're going to talk a little bit about why this stock actually moved significantly, right, during this particular period. And I think I just want to show you another good news. And I actually talked a little bit about how we get this thing. This would be on the Bursa marketplace where we can actually see whether this stock is Sharia or not. So over here we can actually see that it's a Sharia stock, right? So overall the returns are pretty good actually, and it's also a Sharia stock. So let me just mount it here. Right. So basically in this episode, I'm going to talk a little bit about a couple of things. Number one, what does this company do? Number two, how do I find out about this company, right? The third, why would someone buy this particular company? The fourth is, would I continue to buy this stock, hold or sell? And fifth, I'm going to share with you, I guess, my portfolio lah, just to share with everyone, right? So I think from the top, right, basically Pekat, right, what they do is they are involved in the renewable energy sector. Specifically, they are involved in the solar energy sector. And how I found this particular stock was, I still remembered, I think this was during Invest Malaysia. And Invest Malaysia is an event where, analysts and fund managers, right? So fund managers from all over the world that wants to know a little bit about Malaysia, what they do every once a year, there's this thing called Invest Malaysia, right? So every once a year, you'll get all these corporate companies, they'll come, they talk about their results, and then after that, they show off, what projects are going to come next. And then after that, we fund managers also analysts gets to talk to the management of these companies, right? And during Invest Malaysia, sometimes there is also government officials that will come, right? And over here, they actually announce NETA, which is the National Energy Transition Roadmap, right? Which basically says that this roadmap actually shows the step-by-step on how they want to make Malaysia a renewable energy hub, right? So when companies or when the country moves towards more and more renewable energy, basically what will happen is that the demand for solar panels would increase, or renewable energy equipment will increase, right? So with regards on why I bought this particular stock called Pekat, right? And later when I show you guys, right, my portfolio, you will notice that I managed to buy it quite early on. So the gains which I got actually was quite good lah, actually. So anyway, from the top, why did I buy this particular stock is number one, and I always said this, right, is that every time when we buy a stock, we're basically buying a share, right? And always keep this in mind. When you buy a share, you are actually a shareholder, right? And always remember, when you are a shareholder, what you want to do is you want to buy a company which is growing. So as I mentioned a while ago, when during the Invest Malaysia, right, when the government officials announced that they will focus more and more towards the renewable energy, and they want to make Malaysia one of the hubs for renewable energy, I knew that the demand for solar energy or renewable energy equipment would increase. So what I did was I actually tried to find some stocks listed within Bursa Malaysia, and I bought this particular stock, right? That's number one, why I bought this stock. Number two, the second reason why I like this particular stock is that right now, as some of us knows lah, the government has removed the subsidies, and I think this happened very early on this year, where I'm sure you guys could see lah, assuming our electricity bill used to be 80 ringgit lah, right? All of a sudden, when the government announced that they may remove the subsidy for electricity, we could see our bills from 80 ringgit, some went up to 150, right? 160 ringgit, right? So with that, if things gets more and more expensive, what people are incentivized to do is maybe put solar panels on top of their house, right? So when they have solar panels in their house, their electricity bill in theory would be cheaper lah, right? So I'm of the assumption that not only the government will demand for more renewable energy equipment, but even retail people like us, if we feel the electricity is a bit expensive, we may demand for this solar powered equipments lah, right? That's the second reason why I bought this stock. And the third reason why I bought this stock is that I could see that big developments in Malaysia lah. You can see Sime Darby, they are also involved, and you can see some of their new housing projects. They already started putting solar panels in their housing areas, right? So more and more I can see that solar panels, renewable energy is getting. Hello, sir. How are you? Do type in your question, right? I'm just talking a little bit about Pekat, how I actually bought the stock, and this managed to give me a 3x returns. Sorry, not 3x. Sorry, triple digits return, right? So that's one of the reasons why I bought this particular stock, right? And I think moving forward, whether I would continue to buy, hold, or sell, right? Basically, I think Malaysia is still in early days, right? And if Malaysia is in early days, right, we can actually see more upside catalysts for this particular sector. So I may, since I already have some shares, right, I may nibble a little bit more, just buy a little bit more, if I see further buying opportunities for this particular stock, right? And let me show you guys, right, my portfolio, and hope that you guys the last time around when I showed off my portfolio, I hope that you guys took note lah, basically, right? So I think the first stock that I bought, which I always talk about, I think 3-4 months ago before it rallied, was CCK, right? And this stock, you can see I bought it for 82. Right now it's 151. Which is 84% return. That's the first one. Second one is Hibiscus, right? This one, I made a loss. I bought it for 283. Right now it's 245. So not all my holdings make money, okay? So yeah, the third one is Lei Hong. It's an egg player. This one gives me about 9% returns. This one is quite cool. Maybank. I managed to buy Maybank at about 7 ringgit. Right now it's 10 ringgit. So it gave me a 41% returns. I think that's pretty quite awesome lah for a banking stock. And then MBSB, as I mentioned, gave me dividends of about 11%, and right now I have capital gains of about 35%. And finally, Pekat, right? This acquisition price was 43 cents. Right now is 47 cents. I think overall, it gave me 100% return. So I guess all in all, right, I think to wrap up, if anyone has a questions, please do write it down, right, while I'm wrapping up. I think overall, as I mentioned, it's no secret lah how I bought the stock, right? And and every time when I'm covering any stocks, if you notice my earlier episodes, you'll notice when I talk about penny stocks, right, I always said that, always remember that when you buy a stock, you're basically buying a share, right? And this was what makes, and how we actually beat the market, right, is basically this. As an analyst, I used to get in the office very early in the morning every day, right? And I know sometimes it could be quite sickening lah, basically, right? Every time you just read the newspaper, and then after that, I think normally I actually read the Star. The Edge, what else? The Star, The Edge. I read a lot of local newspapers. I think about 3 or 4 newspapers, right? Every day. And sometimes I felt like I read so much that my brain was going to explode, especially when I was a junior analyst. But I think through that training, eventually you learn how to actually read in between the lines. And once you actually get like really good stocks, right, you get an idea, right? So when you actually get the idea faster than the rest of the market, that's where when you tell your fund managers, and then the fund managers actually take action based on your recommendation lah. Hello, Dreamy the Dream Cat. Hi. So yeah, if you have any questions, please do ask, right? So basically, as I mentioned, lah, right, as an analyst, my only job, right, was to only do this one thing, right, which is read newspapers, which is look at companies, which is also see the management of the companies. So we did all these 3 things with only one goal in mind: to find winning stocks to tell our fund managers. And the more winning stocks that we can actually recommend, tell our fund managers, and if the fund actually makes, I guess, a bit more returns, this is where the reward will go to the analysts for recommending the stocks to fund managers, right? So, they like anything lah, you have really good analysts and you have like okay analysts lah. The really good analysts will always read in between the line, will always invest way earlier than the crowd. So I think if you watch my earlier videos, right, you will see the portfolio. I'm sure some of you guys are wondering like, huh, what did this company do? I'm sure. And a lot of times I get a question also like, hey, why you invest in this company, right? But yeah lah, when you want to actually get the alpha, you want to get the big returns, right? You want to make sure that you enter the stock before it actually shoots up. If you notice, most of my purchases, right, I will buy it at the level where I'll buy it at one point, and then it'll just go flat for a couple of months, and then it will shoot up, right? So yeah, that's the thing about fundamental analysts lah. Sometimes, right? Sometimes you just buy the stock really early on, right? And then you have to wait for at least 6-7 months, maybe 1 year until the stock starts moving lah, right? So yeah, I think every time when I do a recommendation or when I show my portfolio, right, I'm sure, like I said, some of you guys will be wondering like, hey, why did this guy buy this stock, right? And yeah, so I think we could see the portfolio, right? And I think moving forward, like I said, if you would like me to discuss or talk about anything, please put it down in the comment section, and we all can learn, right, to be better, like really good investors, right? And I think now more than ever, we need to find investments which are able to actually give good returns. Right now I think the inflation is relatively high, so I feel that a lot of popular investment vehicles over here, they are not just, the returns are not enough to beat the inflation. So I think right now it's a bit conservative for us to actually invest a little bit of our own money in on our own actually. So I'll just wait for a couple of seconds for any questions. If not, for future viewers, please put it down in the comment section while I drink some water. Oh, thanks for the likes, by the way. Thank you, guys. All right. So I don't see that many questions. With that, I will continue trying to do a live every once a week, right? Or twice a week, right? I may do another live maybe tomorrow, right? And if not, and if I do come live, definitely ask me questions. I think you can see that I'm interacting with the audience right now. And if not, just put it down in the comment section. With that, take care and have a good evening, guys. Take care. Bye.